Friends, hello. Let's talk about DWAC and Rumble. What's going on here with these and how they closed out the week. Man, what a week. I couldn't be prouder of Digital World acquisition right now. I really couldn't. It's making me so happy because obviously I'm yapping my mouth about it all the time, and I wanted to do well as an investor in it, and everyone that we're all watching it and investing money into it. But obviously, everything's going right. It's going almost so right. I'm a little scared, to be honest, but ending out the week, a terrible week in the market. Well, I won't say terrible. Especially if you're in AI. But a week that was very dangerous. I mean, we were like storming the beaches, like looking for survival. And Digital World acquisition here, even this week with a brutal, bloody week, staying above $40. It started with a $50 week and ended right under $50 this week. So tremendous week, and it's proving that people, of all, are keeping their shares. Most people, they're doing some trading of hands, but not much. We're not seeing much in that department. A lot of the shares that have been bought up 2 months ago are staying bought up. Second of all, it is holding a very high ground here, and this is kind of telling us that obviously March we are expecting the deal to go forward. As of right now, don't hold me to that. I'm just relaying the news here. I have nothing to do with the actual deal. I don't work for Trump or anything, or Digital World, nothing like that. But what am I on? B of all. Yes, it's risky still, but we're probably going to be seeing $50 here very soon, going into $60. The week of the deal, what we could possibly be at, I don't know what it could be at. I'm thinking we're still going to be in a double-digit zone. Now, what is that going to be? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90? Who knows? Last time we did see Digital World acquisition shoot up on the thought and premise that the deal was actually going to happen like in a week. The stock shot up to right under $100 for just like a few hours and then dropped back down. So, will that happen again? I don't know. But I do know there's big things that are going to be happening here with, the stock, Digital World, and True Social coming together. That's one big one. B, Trump's still going to be producing a lot of big news here. And, we still, it's crazy that we're still in this limbo effect right now where people are like, well, who's Biden going to run against? I think it's pretty obvious at this point. Trump's going to name his candidate who's going to run with him as vice president. And as far as we know, they're still going to run Biden. There's so many ways to play this. I think either way, as long as the deal happens with Digital World acquisition and True Social, that's great. But I still think going into the future, whether Trump is president or not, the new president, True Social will do well. I think it will do well because people are going to be going to it because we're already seeing a shift in our media. We're already seeing a huge shift where a lot of stuff that's been, the mainstream media the past 4 years is kind of dying out. It's not doing good. So saying that, Digital World acquisition, I don't want to yap too much about it, but listen, if you're not happy with this, I don't know what more you want from it. This is amazing that the stock is staying where it's at. I mean, especially I think the majority of people that have been here since 15, 17, 20, 25, $30. This is one of the biggest moving stocks right now that is not an AI stock. And that's what's so crazy about it. This is not an AI stock. And the fact that it has such high momentum right now for a company that's doesn't even have a deal done yet. This is just strictly hype. What could be what you're buying into right now, and I don't say that to be mean. That's the God's honest truth. What's going on? So don't let anybody lie to you about that. So, Digital World acquisition, going into March here, we are expecting bigger numbers, but we've got one more week of February. Friends, let's talk about Rumble. I'm still sitting in Rumble. Like I said, I have not sold out of that, and I don't plan to. I don't plan to sell out of Rumble for a long time, unless something terrible were to happen, but I don't see anything terrible to happen. Rumble took a little bit of trouble this week, but it still did well. I think Rumble still did well. It was surviving quite a bit this week, even during the bad days. Rumble was actually shooting up, but it ended the week here, which I was quite surprised about, under $7, but still at a very high place. I'm not scared one bit there. I'm gonna be honest, I would like to see Rumble go a little bit lower for a moment, because I would personally probably buy some more, trying to get up some more shares there, because I like where Rumble's going in the near future. And obviously Rumble, for a platform, I probably shouldn't talk about it too much, because obviously we're on YouTube here, but they are a competitor of YouTube. But I like Rumble. I'm starting to build a platform on Rumble. I do not understand it, so if you are yelling at me about comments and stuff like that, I am trying to figure it out. Rumble is a little different, very similar to YouTube, but it is different, and it's still a very young company that has a long ways to go before they take over any kind of mainstream media. But they are building up a platform here that is getting bigger and bigger each, at this point it's like every 6 months. Rumble is really growing in subscribers and what they bring to the table with entertainment, and right now the main thing is free speech, and they are attached to Trump mania right now, whether people want to admit that or not. It's just how it is. If you go on Rumble, it is pretty much, to me, I say this being funny, but it's the God's honest truth. Rumble is literally like the bro channel. I mean, there's not much on there besides broism stuff. It's comedy, broism, and politics. That's all it is. And if you like that stuff, you're gonna fit right in. Which I mean, obviously there's stuff on there more tended to females. But I would like to see Rumble get a little more graceful in some things, but right now it's like the broism channel. So with that, I'm not going to talk too much more. Like I said, I couldn't be happier where everything is right now with where these stocks are. I will address one stock, PHUN. Last time I talked about that stock, I told people like, hey, I would be careful. I don't necessarily trust this stock. Yeah, PHUN here. Is there still a play here? There could be, but I tell you 100%. I'm just telling you, be careful. This more than likely will be caught in a reverse split. They have been contacted by NASDAQ and told like, hey, you've got to take an extension or you've got to take a reverse split. You've got X amount of time. So more than likely, this company, the stock, will take a reverse split. Now, obviously, me saying that, there's going to be people going like, yes, I agree. And then there's people going to be going, you're crazy, you're out of mind. It's going to blow up because it was attached to Trump train. It still is a little bit with people that are still pushing it, but I just the overall balance sheet, company, everything, projection with that, it's not there with the company. So this has been a run with people pushing it with hype, and I think the hype has kind of died down and it's kind of left this stock in a bad situation. But hey, it could come back on a hype here because it has done that in the past. But I just warn you, you were playing with fire, and I would not put your life savings in it at all. Friends, that's all I'm going to talk about here. Last week in February, I'm excited. These economists, all of them, they are expecting a pullback here in, they said February, but I don't think we're going to see that. The AI boom is popping, and March here, now they're saying March into April, there could be a pullback. So I don't know. They want to pull back bad. I would love a pullback. I think a lot of us would. A lot of people have their tax money, and a lot of people have money they want to put into things, but we're not seeing a pullback. The AI is essentially running the market right now and pushing it heavily. Rumble and DWC are they're rogue. They do what they want to do. I mean, we even saw that with Rumble this week when we were having terrible days in the market. Rumble was like, just running up. So who knows what's going to happen here this week. Friends, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to Yap and subscribing. And if you don't subscribe, go ahead and subscribe, please. I'm seeing how far I can build this channel up. There's been a renewance in it, and I'm enjoying it once again. And thank you all. Man, it's a great time to be an investor. Crazy time to be an investor. It's a wild time. We're going to look back on this 5 years from now and be like, wow, what a time. Bye, everyone.